if you want to try this yourself, there's a few different ways you can go about it. So you could start with drawing what catches your eye, or you could start by describing, just by writing a few things that you observe. So just using that I notice. So I'm going to do a very quick sketch of these donkey orchids that are sitting here, just under the shade of the tree, just to sort of capture where they are. Very quick sketches, just because I want to catch the vibe more than anything of them growing amongst all this grass, tall grass. And then once I've got, so I've got a couple down, and I'm just going to add a label, donkey orchids. And when I was here a week ago, I might add this because I didn't add it onto my journal then, but I'll just add the little story that when I was walking here a week ago, I heard a little scritching, rustling under the log, and I had a look, and hiding under the fallen bit of bark there was a blue-tongue skink, a bobtail skink. So I'll just add that in as well because I've remembered it. And so I haven't added any colour yet to those donkey orchids, and I'd like to, but I want to just keep going first with a little bit more drawing. So I'm going to draw these fallen branches, these logs on this path. This log is interesting because it's sort of split in two top, and then there's all these just fallen branches. I'm just very quickly sketching them. There's a Banksia log, and then there's another log that I don't know where it's come from. It looks like it's a different type of tree.
That was really observant of you. With all the bird life.
Yeah.
When we were having our tea and talking, I had no observation of that.
Of the kookaburra?
Yeah, you'd spotted them and taken notice. I'll just try.
I think you can add some thick shading.
Maybe this angle here. Oh yeah, that's good.
And then there's all these leaves and this branch going out to the side. And I'll just add a label, like this is Banksia, but then this log is Jarrah maybe, if I had to guess. So just add a little question mark. So this is the fallen log site. And I'll just put that as like a little label here. And now I might grab my colours actually and add a spot of colour to those donkey orchids.
Okay, magic.
And while I'm doing that, I might think about so I've done a lot of observations, but maybe some questions I have. So what do I carry with me? What do I use for my nature journaling? I've got at the moment a little A5 size book that's actually with toned paper, so it's not plain white, but white is, I also have lots of white ones. I'm using a mechanical pencil. It's a Uni Kuratoga 0.5. So
sounds Japanese.
Yeah, Uniball, I think are the brand.
Right.
And so it's just a mechanical pencil with a 0.5 thickness.
You refill it, do you?
Yeah, you can refill it.
Oh, nice.
But I also like to use pens. In this particular notebook, I like to use the mechanical pencil for its effect. And then I've got this little tin made by Etchalab, and it's got some ceramic, 2 ceramic dishes,
Right.
that hold my paints, and one's a mixing palette. So I put my own paints in there, and it's enough to have 19. It's got 19 wells, but then I can add my own colors to it and put it out if I want later. And I know these colors quite well, so I'm not going to refer to the
Sure. And do you refill those colors?
I do. I've only done it once in like 3-4 years. It goes a little paint goes a long way.
Yeah.
You really don't need much. And the other thing that I've picked up from John Muir's is a white sock that you cut the end off, and you can put on your wrist, and then use that to wipe your brush clean for the other color, because with watercolor you don't want them to get muddy. So
magic. I might just come around this. Oh no, this side will work. Yep.
So this paper, you want to be careful if you're going to use watercolor that your paper can handle it, because otherwise it'll warp and do funny things. So, but this is paper that it's quite thick and can handle the watercolor paper. Watercolor. So I'm just colouring in very roughly these donkey orchids, and then wiping the water brush dry on the sock on my wrist. And I want to add a little bit of that pinkish orange tone, just to sort of, it's not very clear because it's only rough and little, but just sort of as a reminder that it wasn't pure yellow. Yeah, and even the tops of the stalks are a little bit of a reddish colour. We've got a raven who's joined us.
Oh, right.
And another friend.
There he is up there. Hello, Mr. Raven.
So now I'll just add the green stalk. And then even just having this little bit of colour is enough. Oh, that's a bit light for my liking. I want to darken that green. This is quite watery, but that's okay. And then just showing those other stalks. And even this little bit, like, it hasn't taken me long, but it's just enough to sort of remind me of where I am, what I've seen. I want to darken those stalks because they really do seem to stand out.
It's an actual brush on the end of that, is there?
Yeah, so they're hairs, they're synthetic, and it's just a little tube shaped like a pencil that contains water rather than ink.
Right. And when you're playing with watercolours?
Yeah, so you just squeeze to change how much water comes out. It does tend to make things a little bit more dilute, but very handy. Dries quickly, which is nice about watercolors, because then you can, you don't have to, with oil or acrylic can dry pretty fast, but a bit more messy. It's nice that you can let it dry quickly and then move on.
Yes.
So that's why I think lots of nature journalists like to use watercolor.
And it kind of ties in naturally.
Yeah. And I'm going to add some white just because this is on toned paper, the yellow hasn't really come through very well, but adding this white makes it opaque, and that will hopefully make the yellow stand out a little bit more. Yeah, so that's all right. And then maybe I'll add some questions about these fallen logs sitting here.
Yes. It looks like there's been a bit of a fire with one of them earlier.
One's sort of lost a branch. Yeah.
Was it lightning or was it burnt afterwards? This bushland doesn't look like it's... Oh, yeah, there are other trees with markings of burning on their side. Looks like it was some time ago.
Yeah.
Or was it earlier, the bushfire here?
I think it might have been a few years ago.
A few years? Because everything's regenerated.
Yeah.
Of course, the grass trees enjoy a good burning. You know, not a heavy burning, but a smoking. So those spikes would have popped up everywhere. Yeah, little spots of colour everywhere in the bushland. Where you look, there's more colour.
So I'll just put my watercolours away.
Mm-hmm.
Those questions there. So, they look burnt. So I'm doing a little question mark. This is my little shorthand for questions. A little question mark in a circle, in a bubble, and then I just write the question next to it. And that helps me identify them quickly on the page. I just know to look for that little symbol.
I'll just try and step over here. Sorry, you can sit there. Yeah, this angle's a bit better.
So, was it burnt? Did the branch break from fire? Why are there different types of branches across the path? Were they put here? See, this path is marked on the maps, and I've always believed that means that you're allowed to walk through. But maybe it was an attempt to stop people from going down the path.
I think council haven't come through. They haven't chainsawed it.
Or
maybe,
put signs.
Maybe I think it's good because it's left it for habitat.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and like I said with the bobtail, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good policy not to chainsaw everything because we can step over things.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a good bench. I've just noticed a few more birds. So we've got a up in that tree we have a black-faced cuckoo shrike.
Right. We can't see it right now, but we'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it blends in really well. But they have this characteristic wing shuffle when they land.
Oh, right. And they're black and white, are they?
Black and grey.
Yep.
So it's grey body with a black head.
Right.
Top of that tree over there.
Oh, right.
Just the wing shuffle again. At least I think it's that one. I get the black-faced cuckoo shrikes mixed up with another one. I think that's what it's called. And I've also just noticed the grass tree here. And it's got the spike.
Oh, it has too.
Its flower spike is green. So when I was here last, all the flower spikes were very dead, broken. But this is the first one I've seen that looks like it's getting ready to flower. So I'm going to add that as well.
Oh, it's prolific when they flower in succession in clusters. And there's so much insect life on them. It's just incredible. So it'd be a good time to come back and journal when you start seeing the flower spikes. Of course, they regenerate when they've got bushfire.
Yes.
So it's triggered by smoke. Yep. There's a bit of a one on the right over there, but yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
the dead one.
Oh, that's right.
So this is the only
There's a
green one.
dragonfly.